Welcome back to Cooking Live. Not so live today though, because I have pre-recorded a video of me making chicken tortellini soup for you. It is a soup that is a one-pot meal. It's got your protein, it's got your vegetables, and has your starch all in one heartwarming bowl of chicken soup. I based the recipe off of Mario's here in Springfield's tortellini soup. It's a restaurant that my husband's family really enjoys going to, but you couldn't have a whole bowl as a meal. There's just not enough vegetables in it. And so that was the inspiration for today's one-pot meal. And so if you, like my husband's family, and now me, really enjoy going to Mario's for their chicken tortellini soup, this recipe's for you. To make our soup, we are going to put a pile of vegetables into the crock pot with raw frozen chicken breasts and cover it with some seasonings and then also some chicken broth. I'm going to wait until about 15 minutes before serving to add our kale and our cheese tortellini. So these will get set off to the side and wait until cooking. Okay? Empty crock pot. I'm going to start with my frozen chicken breasts. With a pound and a half of breasts there. I'm going to cover that with a teaspoon of Italian seasonings and put 2 bay leaves in here as well. That's what really gives it that good hearty chicken soup smell. Next, adding in my vegetables. Got a fair pile here. Once we add in the kale, you can see there's quite a lot of vegetables here, and that is one of the ways that we can make sure that our soup is really hearty enough to be a whole balanced meal. I just put in 1.5 large stalks of celery in there, cut up into little half-moon pieces. Don't want the strings to get too long there. 1 zucchini, because I don't like it to be too much celery. 3 small carrots, and then 4 cloves of garlic, that nice Italian flavoring there. Okay? So there's quite a big pile of vegetables in here. There's more vegetables than there is meat, and that's how we know it fits our balanced plate. I'm going to cover that with 4 cups of unsalted chicken broth. When this is all done cooking in about 5 to 6 hours, we will adjust the seasonings here. You are going to feel like you are throwing so much salt into the pot, but you starting off with unsalted chicken broth really lets us control the amount of sodium that goes in. I will probably put a whole tablespoon of sodium in here when we are done, but that is still going to be far less than I would have if I would have used the salted chicken broth to begin with. County Market was out of unsalted broth, so I'm going to top this off here with about 2 cups of low sodium chicken broth. Okay, there you have it. I'm just going to close up the lid, cook on low for 5 to 6 hours or high for 4, and then 15 minutes before serving, I will add my cheese tortellini and my chopped up kale there, and we'll have dinner. All right, so it's been about 5 hours in my crock pot, and let's see about this. The chicken is done and whole, so we're gonna fish that out here and get it chopped and shredded and added back into the pot. I'll put 3 pieces in here. Let's see. All right. Oops, a little carrot, little things. My vegetables are all done. Looks good in there. So I'm going to add 2 cups of frozen cheese tortellini. Okay. Just pop that back in there. I'm also going to add my kale pieces that are these are a little bit big. Maybe I'll cut my pieces of kale up a little bit. I don't want big mouthfuls of kale. Just enough to kind of add some fiber, vitamin K, vitamin A, and get a little fresh green. I didn't put the kale in there with the other vegetables because I didn't want to overcook it. I really just want it to get hot and bright green. And interestingly enough, the pieces that were in there are already quite green in comparison. That's fun. Okay, so just throw that in there. Okay. Stir that up. Close the lid. I'm going to cut up my pieces of chicken, return it to the pot, and then in 15 minutes, My tortellinis should be done. This chicken is just coming apart so nice. Cutting it on the bias so that I'll get nice like shredded pieces there. Ooh, that's very hot. Okay. The goal is not perfection. We want kind of a rustic soup here. All right, looking good. Open that back up. Pop my chicken in. And then I have one last very important step to do before I leave this alone for the tortellinis to cook. I need to taste my soup and adjust the seasonings. Remember, we put unsalted chicken broth in here. Oops, the chicken's falling apart nice in there. Okay, let's see about this. Okay, right now, definitely tastes chickeny, but really not a lot of flavor. I'm going to start with a ½ tablespoon of salt. Okay? I know what you're thinking. A ½ tablespoon of salt? Oh my gosh, Erin, what are you talking about? But remember, we used unsalted chicken broth. There will be a little bit of salt in the tortellini, a little bit in the chicken, but there's none in the vegetables. And so there's really not a lot of salt in here. Okay. Better. I don't need another whole ½ tablespoon. I'm going to put a quarter tablespoon, or a little bit less than a teaspoon in here. Okay? Do adjust the seasonings to suit your own tastes, okay, and your own level of sodium with the broths that you choose. Okay, let's see about this. That's good. That's very, very good. I have added, let's see, less than 3 teaspoons of salt to this, and so I have less than 7,500 milligrams of sodium probably in this whole pot, or right at 7,500 milligrams for the whole recipe. Compare that to some chicken broths, which can have 800 or 900 milligrams just in 1 cup by themselves, and I have more than 10 cups here. So I am at a significant sodium savings, even though I just added that much salt. In 15 minutes, we'll come back, I'll show you a bowl, and we'll sit down to eat. And here's the finished product. I got a bowl full of soup that is not too juicy, so I got plenty of vegetables. About half my bowl is vegetables, about 1/4 starch and 1/4 protein. So it's a hearty soup that makes a meal. As always, let us know what you think about this recipe in the comments below the video, and make sure you're following us on all of our social media. We're on YouTube, Facebook, and Pinterest. See you next time.